Welcome everyone back to another Boldcast reaction. I'm Carson.
I'm Lindsay.
And this is Chainsaw Man. The time has finally come for Chainsaw Man episode 1. We reacted to the OP and ED 1 on our channel right now. For those who are just coming to the channel, you can check out our channel after the video. We just uploaded the first 2 episodes of Demon Slayer Entertainment District arc. That could be something you're interested in. But holy shit, everybody, we're really excited to get into this season of anime. This is gonna be incredible. This is very exciting. We don't know anything. We've somehow managed to keep from knowing shit all about this. We don't know anything.
We both saw the first trailer, which didn't really give too much, and you saw the second trailer. I didn't. I don't know what that had in it, but
Lindsay almost started crying just looking at the little chainsaw dog, whatever the hell that thing's called.
Yeah, well, I saw it in the OP, and then I thought it was really cute, and then I saw that this episode is called like
Chainsaw and Dog, or
Chainsaw and Dog or whatever, and I almost started crying because I was really excited and I wanted to see that dog.
So hopefully that's an omen for things to come. Hope you guys enjoy the reaction. Please leave a like and subscribe. It really helps on these videos where everything is really popping off. And stay tuned because these are going to be uploaded like super early every week. Like as soon as the episode's out, you're going to see our reaction. So hope you enjoy. Let's get into it. This is like the first trailer where he's like a kid walking through the alley. The hell?
Not sketchy at all.
This is weird. It's weird to say, but when he was like gasping, he did, or like kind of wheezing, he didn't sound like an anime character. He sounded like a person. I like his shoes. He's a lumberjack. Ooh, this shot of the trees is cool.
Jesus.
Wait, I'm sorry. What did he just say?
He sold his kidney and his right eye.
Why does he need so much money? What the fuck? What did you spend all this money on?
Look at that little guy.
Pochita?
Oh. This guy can do it all.
Jesus!
Kill evil shit, cut down trees, sell his organs.
Yeah. I wonder why he's in so much debt. What the hell happened? This is way more chill than I was expecting for a first episode of the show so far. Tomato devil? Trash. Is that why he, in the OP it's just like toast? Like he just eats toast? I'm not in the OP in the trailers. Oh, he owes them.
Oh.
Oh, shit. What a terrible life.
Yeah.
What the hell did his dad do? He's like happy to eat a cigarette so he can get some money.
He's so cute.
You just love this dog so much.
I do. It's really cute.
This is one dream.
Just a classic storyline. The guy, he wants to get a girlfriend before he graduates. I mean, before he dies.
Oh.
He 70万用意しろ。
Oh.
明日まで70万用意しろ。 70万? 70万 用意しろ。 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 70万? 70万
Oh my god.
Those are real assholes.
They shot him?
He's so cute!
How did they manage to make the cutest little animal ever?
That's also half chainsaw.
Yeah. Is this Gon's voice? He uses him as a little chainsaw.
決めた。今日寝たら見る夢。食パンにジャム塗って落ちたと食って。
It's too sad.
It's really sad.
これながら眠るんだ。いいだろ。
My god.
Oh shit. I wonder if he's gonna bite the little the little
Chainsaw devil.
and then
What if the devil dies? We didn't see the devil in the OP.
Yeah,
what if he takes the power and it dies?
I will stop watching the show. But I wonder if that's how he gets his chainsaw abilities.
They're bringing him there to kill him, right? Like
Seems
just to cut him up and
like it.
harvest the rest of his organs. It's worth more than what he's bringing in
If
as
they kill this dog,
I think they're about to kill this dog. This is not good.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I really hope that Pochita's okay. Get out of there.
he should just die and the dog should drink his blood and live.
Jesus, priorities.
Maybe they could drink each other's blood in like a weird blood thing.
I think he's gonna get this dog's powers and it'll die. The animation's top tier. Holy shit! I've never heard an anime scream that made me like relate to the character more, or like feel actual sympathy as much as that. That was a lot. Oh no.
ヤクザも追ってこれないだろ。この町を出て、そんで、普通の暮らしをして、普通の死に方をしてほしい。俺の夢を叶えてくれよ。
Oh my god. They merged.
ちゃんと奪えたか。
私は夢の話を
Can talk.
I was wondering how it could understand him, but it couldn't talk like the other devils.
私の心臓をやる代わりにデンジの夢を私に見せてくれ。
Is Pochita dead? Is he dead?
He's in
And
he's
his-
in his heart forever.
Oh my god. Oh my god, really? And he got his eye back.
That's so sad.
こいつらは十分恵まれてんのに、いう幸せだけじゃ満足できなくて、もっといい生活を夢に見たんだ。そうか、みんな夢見ちまうんだな。悪いことじゃねえけど、邪魔するな。
Oh. Here we go.
Oh my god.
That's such a menacing sound.
You think that you kill this guy, he comes out looking like that? You're just like, what the actual fuck? Don't you dare insult him.
All the sounds are just I was afraid when we saw him be CG coming out of there that like all the shots would be in CG, and they're using some of them, which is okay, I guess. But like that close-up shot looks sick. This this as far as CG animation goes, it's looking pretty nice. Oh, it's combining. No, it's just throwing them.
It's like Fruit Ninja with zombie bodies.
Oh, that was cool. That was cool. Oh my god, the screams are real. I don't think I'll ever get tired of this chainsaw sound effect. Like, as far as, like, a scary sound and, like, a holy shit, like, there's a monster among us. Mm-hmm. Do the other ones not die?
It's like...
あんたたちの方はビルハンターとして雇われてるからに悪魔はぶっ殺さねえとね。
Yeah, fuck these guys.
Yeah.
Holy fuck. I really hope that Pochita is like not dead, but it's like he's within him or something, not like he used his body to heal him and he's just dead.
I don't think we can talk to him or see him anymore.
Maybe in like a critical moment he'll like give us some
Give us some words of wisdom.
Yeah, as a little chainsaw
Instead
dog.
of like the dead parents coming back, it's the dead dog.
Yeah.
Like,
It's like his spirit animal. Right, this lady.
先を越されたね。
that'd be freaky as hell. I wonder how he like retracts the chainsaws.
He can't. And it's all just an illusion.
変わった匂いが
He'll never look the same again.
これ君がやったの。
だかす
That's nice. That's a nice thing to do. That's cool.
Whoa.
That's a really cool way for him to transform back. I actually like that.
悪魔を殺しに来た公安のデビルハンターなんだ
Public safety, so he's gonna work for the government.
君の選択肢は悪魔として私に殺されるか人として私に飼われるか飼うならちゃんと餌はあげるよ
He gets a lap pillow first episode, and his dream is to be with a girl.
朝飯はどんな
Some toast.
食パンにバターとジャム塗ってサラダコーヒーあとデザート
I'm gonna cry, dude.
最高じゃない
Oh. Man, this show is gonna be so good. You're about to like break down.
It was so good. I
Like
can't believe the dog's gone.
he's so good.
I love one thing I do really love is I absolutely love that there is what's the word that they gave like a proper intro to this story. Like I actually had time to get attached to this dog and like how they were living their life, and I feel like some especially like some newer anime specifically like Jujutsu had like kind of
into
just
it.
like such like, oh, here's the start, oh, just kidding, now we're in the story, oh, here's all these people, like it's just so fast, which is okay sometimes.
It was really fast here too, like if you compare it to Jujutsu.
But this is still fast, but like they took the time. I feel like they took the time on the right things.
Yeah.
To
well, there's no comedy.
Yeah. Like
that's the thing. That's the difference. Is like with Jujutsu, there was a lot of the first episode is like him hanging out at school and all this comedy about him being like super athletic, but hanging out with all the kids in that one club who are like kind of nerdy, and he's like joking around with his grandpa and stuff. And like this one, it was all meat. It was all meat 100% of the time, which was really good. I feel way more attached to this than if they like cracked a bunch of jokes.
I also feel like oftentimes.
But I like humor too.
Yeah, I do like humor, but I feel like I'm glad that they just went like the cute dog.
Yeah.
Was so good, but like
everything's so endearing.
It's really a tragic backstory, so you don't need to like try to lighten it up too much.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I mean, like, I was already hyped for it, but there's always this reservation no matter how hyped I am for something, like, that it's gonna be just, like, popular and kind of shit, you know? Like, there's always that reservation of, like, oh, I'm really excited, but, you know, it could just be super overhyped, and we've heard that it's overhyped from some people. If the rest of this show is like this, if the rest of the series is like this, it's, this is, like, a very promising first episode. This is like one of the best first episodes I've seen for a show like this. Because if I compare it to something with a similar kind of storyline like Tokyo Revengers or even something like Demon Slayer's tragic backstory. Demon Slayer's less so. I thought a lot of Tokyo Revengers in this, how he's like really downtrodden and then he gets like a magical ability to, I mean, it's a classic storyline. Classic start to a story of he gets a magic ability to like kind of bring himself out of it. He gets connected with like a group of people who can give him an opportunity to grow. And, you know, as far as that sort of format for a start, I felt way more attached to this. And his downtroddenness, the fact that it wasn't his choice, he was just born into this, and the fact that his ambitions are so humble and his means are so humble, is very endearing because he feels genuine. He feels like he doesn't feel like he's being written to appeal to a certain demographic of like neat loser who, you know, doesn't have a lot of like forethought or anything, or just like is kind of living in squalor because of their own faults. He was born into this life, and because of the mistakes of his dad, he has to, you know, earn back this debt, and the people who he's earning for don't give a fuck about him like at all. Like nobody cares, and in spite of all of that, he can still be a positive guy, but it doesn't feel fake. Like sometimes in Demon Slayer, when Tanjiro is like an overly positive guy in certain situations, or when not even just him, a bunch of shonen protagonists or other, this isn't a shonen, but you get my point. It can feel kind of put on because the author feels like they need to have this positive kind of force in the world. But maybe that's just a thing about seinen, is that you can go a little bit darker, and that way things feel a little bit more genuine, and that's what I'm kind of excited for, because I haven't really indulged in a seinen series in a long time.
I also really like keeping the focus on just the one main character in the first episode.
True.
Because sometimes they try to introduce like all the characters at once, which is fine if you're in like a funny high school comedy show or whatever, where like, oh, all these people are coming in and this and that, but oftentimes the main character, like in certain shows, sometimes the main character is the one that I feel the least connected to, because they're so the main character.
They're so like an embodiment of the story's themes that they kind of lose a personal kind of feeling of that they're a person.
And we didn't spend enough time with just them. They are like the insert for us to interact with the rest of the world that is cool and like interesting, and
And he is relatable. Like that, the thing I really like about Denji, I think his name is, the thing I really like about him as a main character so far is that he gives me the vibe that he is a real person. Because in a lot of series, I think it might also be a thing with seinen that the main characters have a little bit more personality than classic shonen copy paste, because he feels like a person. He doesn't feel like he's just sort of like I said, just an embodiment of the story's themes. He just sort of does what the story is about. Maybe we'll get a rival type guy character who's sad, and then he will be the positive force, but he doesn't feel like that because he's really downtrodden and he's really positive. And I don't know, it just feels so genuine, and I really connect to him. And neither of us have a life like him. People don't have a life like he has. Very, as far as people who would be watching anime like this, you might have a really hard, like, a lot of people have a really hard life. A lot of people have things that happen to them that fucking sucks. But this exact thing is not super common. But everybody has something in their life that they can kind of identify and apply to his situation. So that's way cooler than, like I said, a Tokyo Revengers type situation where it's made to appeal to a guy like the situation that Takemichi is in. So it's kind of achieving a similar sort of goal, but in a much more interesting and cool way, where he's not written to be like the type of person who would be watching. He's written to be a person that has things that you can relate to, and it really feels genuine, again with Pochita and stuff. Who I really hope is not dead. I really hope that he like is physically dead, but these are devil demon things, right? So maybe because he like merged with him, it's not like a death in the traditional sense. Maybe he'll, like we said, in a critical moment, kind of go within himself and then see Pochita kind of give him the extra boost he needs or something. I can only hope, because I love that dog.
I know, he's so good. I was also gonna say, I really like this first episode because they did really good on character development, and also solidified like the almost the validity of this like guy with chainsaws for a face and arms as like a show that's worth watching, rather, because like when you see, it's Chainsaw Man, you see a picture, okay,
it just seems kind of insane shock value, right?
Chainsaw Man, you're like, okay, you watch
there's no way he's actually a chainsaw man.
It's a literal chainsaw man. You're like, okay, but how, like,
if you look at our trailer reaction, that literally happened.
How am I gonna be like emotionally attached to this chainsaw man who has chainsaws for arms and a face? Like, it just seems so outlandish and so shocking, and the chainsaw bursts out of him and then he slices everyone up with his chainsaws, and like there's these other characters and like whatever, like
on the outside,
I was very excited for it, but at the same time I was like, this could be bad. I could genuinely just not give a fuck about this chainsaw man. But they did, so I feel like especially for people who are on the fence or were like a little bit scared of like, everyone's hyping this up, but is this just the next thing that people are hyping up? And it's not, it doesn't, there's no like soul to
Core
it.
to it, yeah,
And
yeah.
especially with a lot of more like new anime in general, like sort of more recent stuff, sometimes it genuinely does feel like it's missing a soul.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
don't get that
Yeah.
they really like gave it something to hold on to and something for you to remember from this first episode.
I absolutely agree.
Yeah.
I had something else to say, but I want to talk about the animation. So I mentioned the CG stuff or in the reaction, and it's just a thing, and that Mappa seems to be kind of developing as a part of their style. Because if you look at previous shows from like 5 years ago with Mappa, 5 years ago, like 4 years ago. If I look at Dororo, I don't remember, maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm just misremembering it, but I don't remember like CG in Dororo, for example, which is another one of their big shows before like the last 2 years where they've been really popping off with Attack on Titan and stuff. But like with Attack on Titan and with some Jujutsu, like obviously CG is just a part of developing anime today. And there's a good way to use it and a bad way to use it. And Mappa seems to be finding their place with using CG a lot more. If you compare, say, this show to Attack on Titan Season 4, Part 1. Right? Part 1? Yeah, Part 1. And Part 2.
And Part 2.
If you compare that sort of production to this episode, we'll see as it goes along, but they're blending it a lot more. They're blending a lot better, and it's different in this because there's not such a stark, like, Titan and human perspective, but like there were like when we saw Denji in his chainsaw man form, there were some shots where he's like standing on the pile of bodies that looked kind of like they kind of, they had the shot of all the zombies like moving around, and then they like click, drag, okay, and place, and he's like on top of it. But there are a lot of the shots in between where they do a lot of like, they trace maybe part of the head, or they they kind of blended in a lot better. It felt a lot more part of the situation, and maybe it is. Maybe it's partly this environment, because the light they're doing like the Hollywood CG thing where there's one light coming in from the top, so they can be lit in a specific way that makes the CG element feel a lot more part of the environment. So this isn't the best example of like if we're going to examine like how the CG is going to be going forward, but it is a good example of showing their progression from like Attack on Titan, where the CG at times looked really fucking bad, if I'm being 100% honest, to this where in this one episode it looked a lot better. But it looked good overall, and the close-up shots were CG, where it was like showing the teeth and everything. Yeah. And those all looked great. Like the close-up shots of maybe they have two different models, like an action model that they move around, and then a close-up model that's like more highly detailed and only some parts of the body. I'm not sure. Just guessing.
I was also gonna say I really liked
but the 2D animation is really good. It's awesome all across the board. Really good.
Just because we talked about like the introduction for like the main character, we've then at the very, very end introduce like another character. I don't know what her name is, but what I really like about it is like they tell us her job. They show us how good she is at her job. They show us like she can tell the difference between she can smell the difference between a demon and a human. She can tell that if someone's possessed or just has a demon inside of them. Or a devil, I guess, is in this show.
It seems like it's just intuition, though. Like, she's just kind of sharp.
It seems like she has probably been doing this for, a long time and is very, attuned to it. Because it didn't seem like, I just think that he's good. She said you can tell by looking at them. Yeah. And she said she can smell the difference. So she's very, in tune with her senses. She, seems to work for the government and
public safety,
as a devil hunter. So it's just, I really like that we kind of get all that out of the way. So then she can carry us into the next part of the story. True. And we don't have to be wondering who was that girl? What's her deal?
Yeah.
Who's she with? We already know all of that. So then when we go into the next thing, it's not we're going to explain what we're doing for 10 hours and do that. It seems like you can kind of get into it, and she seems really chill.
Yeah. And the fact, as a character introduction, the fact that he's we hear about his dream of like hugging a girl as he goes to sleep. He's about to pass out and he says, "Hug me," or he thinks he's gonna die or something.
Yeah.
He's like feeling really shitty. And then she does it. Like that's a big, powerful thing right there. It shows like that she is clearly like kind of the boss in this situation, at least, and maybe she has some authority, but she also has a heart, and she can, there's this guy who's covered in blood who just like, maybe is dangerous, maybe not, but she, can be a little bit tender, and she has a soft side to her, even in this like very professional, serious situation.
That they don't go so over the top.
Yeah, she's not like heaving giant tits and like
or just like she just comes in. She's the perfect dream girl. Is like freaking Lucy from Cyberpunk. Like she's not designed for you to fawn over her. She doesn't come onto the scene and is just immediately the dream girl of everyone, and her only purpose, specifically in the introduction, is just to be the dream girl,
waifu,
the waifu of the series.
I mean, maybe she is, but from what I know, Power is.
But like they don't introduce her as only that,
right? And
they introduce her as like her job, and like lets her personality sort of speak for herself in a realistic way. And I really appreciate that. That as well, just like takes sort of the maturity level of like this show.
Yeah,
I take it a little bit more seriously.
Yeah, absolutely. The fact that she's at her job and she's wearing like business attire, like that says a lot about the seriousness of the show, of a series. Like if she shows up and she has like her blouse is like unbuttoned to like there's like 2 buttons at the bottom and it's just all flowing and sprawled out. It's like it's a different vibe, and like maybe that would work in like in Demon Slayer. There's something like that. It's all about the big explosive, really like designs are very colorful, very big, very
everyone's
like a lot of
personalities
patterns.
Are very big. Everyone's
they literally wear their heart on
clothes.
their sleeve. That's like the whole point of that design philosophy. But in this, like if you're trying to if you introduce like this full episode with like a very serious style and a very serious tone, and then you introduce like another main character and they just completely dash all of the work that has been done throughout for like the whole episode to make it like you take it seriously and like really invest in it. If she showed up with her tits out or something or whatever, or really tight clothes that like showed off her figure or whatever, you would respect it less. So I'm really glad, and that's probably it might be a manga thing, but either way, I do want to say like
not in the way that like women who wear tight clothes should be taken less seriously.
No, they should,
but like in the way that like so often in anime and manga, it is literally used as a way to like give the characters less of a personality, and instead they just have big boobs out and are like acting in a way that is directly what the main character wants. Well, yeah, because
then you don't have to write something cool like the interaction where she hugs him or whatever, or shows some tenderness while still like saying, "I'll fucking kill you."
Yeah.
But like they instead you could just have instead of putting the creativity into the dialogue and the storytelling, you put it into the character design, and then just like farm Twitter mentions and shit, like Twitter impressions. Like you just make people, you want a big explosive moment that people will talk about. The easiest way to do that is to create a good waifu. So the fact that they didn't do that off the bat, and this is a manga as well, it's an adaptation, so the fact that the manga didn't do that is cool as well.
Yeah.
Right off the bat, just to like for setup, you could do whatever you want as the story goes along. Maybe it'll be little different outfits that different characters will wear, whatever. I don't know. But I do know that I like the way that she was introduced. It makes me feel like she's a real person and not just a fucking...
They really hit the sweet spot, in my opinion at least, of making her, like, she still hugs him. She's doing the lap pillow, but it's not in
not
like...
full lap pillow.
It's
she's
not
like
in like...
Here.
It's not in any like way where you're just like, okay... No one would do that. That doesn't suit her. Doesn't suit the story. It doesn't like
Well, yeah, there's no sexual undertone here, at least as far as she goes. He obviously.
It's a very. It seemed to me more like it's very wholesome.
Yeah.
Like he's in this state of like, and then he just wanted like someone to hold him. He lost his best and only friend in the entire world.
Yeah,
and,
I love that he was like. He kind of cursed himself a little bit he felt a little bit guilty that he didn't enjoy the happiness with Pochita while he had it. That line was like, that to me, it's like in the Mugen Train movie when Tanjiro, spoilers for the Mugen Train movie, a little bit. It's not a big moment, but it's something that really stuck with me, and it's something that like something that I apply to other stuff because I kind of identified it. It's like when Tanjiro is about to be killed by a person who's possessed. He's about to be killed. He's like wounded or something, and he's about to be stabbed by this person. He doesn't think like I'm gonna die. He thinks like, no, if I die, or he gets injured and then he's running away and he needs to save himself. And he's like, if I die after I got stabbed by this person, I don't want to make them a murderer. Like, I don't want them to be a murderer because I died. And like that's like the logic there is like the selflessness in that is something that is really cool. And it's when you can really communicate that in a story, it makes the character really endearing. So the fact that Denji was like, oh, we had bread, like we had our shack in the woods and we cut trees every day. Why couldn't I just enjoy that? Like we had it so good. And it's like, no, you didn't have it good. Like you're right to want more, you know? But the fact that he feels that way is really, it really is, it comes across as really genuine and good. And
I really like how now that he's going to get to eat some jam with his bread, then I like how like when he's talking, it's like you can have my heart if you can show me your dream. Like it's
so good. And at the end when he's just like, can I she's like, what do you want? He's like, I want breakfast. What do you guys have for breakfast? And then she's like, oh, we could have bread with butter or jam and some salad and coffee. Something good, and it's just like, oh my god. Oh so my good. God. I'm not even exaggerating at all. I feel more connected to that dog and this than their relationship than like anything I've watched in the whole, like, I guess that's not true. We watched Run with the Wind and Haikyuu, and that was huge. But like that's like at that level. Like as far as introductions go, you literally could not get me more invested in that relationship. Yeah. It was so awesome. And
so smart to choose a dog instead of a human. Who the fuck would care if his mom dies?
But I like the little reveal that he talked as well.
I really do like that. I'm just, yeah.
I thought it was fishy that like this little dog like because he was saying complicated shit to this thing. Like he was communicating complicated ideas and it looked like he understood him, you know, like, so I think it's funny how at the very end he like fessed up to understanding everything and talked to him, and it was like a big surprise because we don't know how long Pochita was alive or anything. We don't know anything. We don't know anything. We don't know anything about the lifespans or anything. So anyway, it's just I'm genuinely, I was already, my expectations were high, and it met my expectations.
Yeah. Not gonna lie, I feel like I was purposefully tampering my expectations because I was still excited, but I didn't want to have the thing where I'm so excited and then it's not what I wanted. But so this like blew past my expectations because they were kind of like I artificially made them lower.
Yeah. Anyway, leave a like and subscribe, everybody. This is awesome. Hope you guys enjoyed the discussion. See you guys next week as soon as possible. We won't be as early as other people, as you can tell, because we, when we have a lot to say, we want to have a discussion because, you could be really early and say nothing, or you can if we have a lot to say, we'll say it. So if you guys want these weekly discussions, like as soon as the episode comes out, please leave a like and subscribe, comment, and stay tuned for next time. And check out Demon Slayer, we're watching it right now. Check out the Uncuts on Patreon as well. I forgot to mention that. But yeah, see you next one. I'm Carson.
I'm Lindsay.